You've been around somebody that's just hateful as all get out. You know, somebody that you're just walking around on pins and needles with them all the time. Don't know if you're gonna be able to please them or not. I was uh, I was raised with a man that could be like that. My father was a high-ranking military man, and he was stern as hell. He was good to us. We never wanted for anything. I went to school with the nicest clothes. I wasn't, it wasn't. My daddy didn't. I mean, he was taut. He was stiff. But like old Ted Nugent says, I'd rather had him as a father than a dish rag, and I agree with that. Unfortunately, but fortunately at certain times, I turned out the same way. I guess that's where I get my sternness from my father. And as time would tell, I was a little worse. My poor old brother, God rest his soul, he's been gone quite some time now. When Daddy'd get loud, get mean, he'd just kind of look down and shuffle his feet, And Daddy always had a problem with me because I wasn't scared of him. And he didn't like that. No, he didn't like that at all. But he was pretty hateful. And I think it's rare for people somebody out there that just goes through life and they're never hateful. They're just, every day you see them, they're nice as could be. They never say anything out of the way. Every morning you see them, they're just like a songbird. They're just as nice as could be. And that's something that I think we all should thrive to be a part of, is being nice. I've not always been that. Been times it helped me, being a mean motherfucker, but a lot of times it didn't do nothing but cause me a lot of problems. Most of the time, to tell you the truth. But you can change your life, and as you change, you find yourself not wanting to be hateful and mean, and you find that not only does it ruin everybody else's day, but it ruins yours. And you don't really see it, but it does. It ruins yours. Or you do see it, then you go off and you feel guilt and you go off and drink. And see, there's really no call for hatefulness until there's a call for hatefulness. Walking in a house and being hateful to your wife and your children is something that I don't recommend. Is something that I'm guilty of. Is something that I'm not going to be guilty of no more. Really, I've not been that way for a long time, but I have had my spells. But even in the last 6 months, I've come to understand. So we're all in this together. I'm not sitting here saying I'm in this with you. We all need to. I see it on the streets. Of course we see it on here. Like God. I don't see that. I think God keeps that shit away from me. Because everywhere I go, I'm not seeing that shit. I'm not seeing no UFOs. I'm not seeing people at gas stations kicking each other's ass, robbing everything, doing everything. I honestly believe that my spirits, my guardian angels keep me away from that shit. Because for a lot of years, I walked right into it. Oh man, and willingly. I mean, there was a time when I was a lot bigger than this. I was a welder, and we'd go to bars looking for fights. No kidding. I mean, you've heard people say that and everything, but zoom in on the camera someday and you'll see my face all cut up and beat up. That's the way it is. Don't do it. Don't be hateful. Don't be mean. At least back up, give it a second, and rethink what you're going to say before you say it. Because I'm telling you, you will defuse a situation. You're going to get a hot head and get hateful. And man, it can excel, especially when you're young. You youngins out there, it can excel really quick. And then you're going to wake up sitting in a jail cell, in a holding cell that's cold. No toilet paper. There's a hole in the middle of the fucking floor. Some dude over here is playing with himself. And this dude over here's got puke all over him. And you just, what did I do to get here? Because you got hateful and mean, and I may have been drinking, and blah, 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 blah. I've been down that road. I woke up in jail cells just, oh no, didn't remember going there. Did not remember. I was drunk. Got in trouble with the law. Don't remember it. Woke up in a jail cell, just in a holding cell, just, oh no. What have I done? Because I knew where I was. That is the coldest feeling you ever had in your life, I'm telling you. And I just dropped a screw. It's smaller than anything you've ever seen right there. That is the coldest feeling you ever felt in your life. And you'll get yourself into situations like that. And, man, you're going to hate it when you get there if you've never been there. And you're going to hate it when you go again. For me, it took a little bit. And so don't do that stuff. Because stop and think before you get hateful and mean. Because if you stop and think about something, you're going to think, well, this is going to excel here real quick. Somebody's going to pew-pew. I hate to have to say that. Somebody's going to blow this thing way out of proportion. And, man, you can even end up in a pen and over your temper. Over your hateful temper. You sure can. And you might be in the right. And you might think that, this guy deserves me to be hateful and mean with him and whip his ass. But it ain't worth it, my friend. It ain't worth it. And if you do it right, and especially these days, people would, if you sit there and take some kind of, you can't sit and take certain things you just can't put up with. I know that. I know you got to take care of business sometimes. And believe me, if I got to take care of business, I'll take care of business one way or another. And I'm too old to get my ass whooped, so you take that where you want to take it. But I don't. I'm with you on it too. I tell you, I just refuse to be that way anymore. And especially to a woman, they don't deserve that. If you got a good one, but any woman, if you got one that you got to be hateful and mean to and yell at and stuff, you ain't got the woman you need. You need to move on. Let her go get one that she wants. But don't think about it and how much better life. But just try to be as nice as you can for a little while and see how it works out for you. I'm trying to find a screwdriver. It's dropping shit. You'll stay out of a lot more trouble. You won't argue with your woman as much. Don't be hateful to your children. Let me tell you what it does. It makes your children grow up scared. It makes them grow up and things, it makes them grow up and be mean too and treat people. I never did treat anybody with disrespect. I was raised by a military man. We didn't do that shit. I've always had respect and manners. But I've gotten mean and hateful over people who didn't. Sometimes you have to, but if you cannot do it and stop and think for just 1 second, what should I do about this situation? I think I could do better than being a smart ass, getting in a fight, Because one minute, especially these days, it ain't like it used to be. We used to fight in the damn streets and kick each other's ass, and tomorrow we might do it again, or we might go have a beer. But it wasn't like it is today. It was not like it is today. It's not. You know, you can 1 minute everything's going okay. The next minute your temper gets flared up. And oh my God, families can't believe they're sitting at a funeral. You better think about it. Things have changed. And I'm just urging everybody out there, and I'm in on it too. I just refuse to be hateful and mean. You have to be. And then when I say have to be, that means somebody, just your family or your woman, or you see somebody else doing something to hurt another woman or a child or something. You know, when you gotta break bad, you break bad, but try to be nice first. Try to defuse the situation, because there's enough funerals going on out there. And you know, I'm sorry that you see me on here and I don't talk politics and I don't talk crap, you know, and I'm always talking love and respect and trying to do things right. And I'm still learning. Ain't no use to nobody coming on there and saying, well, he thinks he knows everything. No, I jack up all the time, man. I mess up things all the time. But I'm learning, and I'm getting better. And that's the thing, to keep on learning, keep on getting better, keep on trying, and keep on getting off the ground. I had a brother, poor, bless his heart, he just couldn't get back over things. He couldn't get back up when things happened. He just wouldn't get off. He wouldn't pick himself up off the ground and keep going. You know what I'm trying to say, metaphorically. Just get yourself up off the ground and keep going. You get knocked down, get up and go again. And maybe that's when the hatefulness would come in. You get hateful with yourself. And these days I find myself getting hateful with myself more about shit I didn't. Why did I do that shit? God, why? Why did I do that shit? You know, I'd be a lot better off than I am now if I hadn't thought I was badass and everything, thought I was tough, tried to outwork everybody, busted my back up, busted everything. Boy, that's another video about overworking for people. You don't give a damn about you, because I did it. But look here, folks, especially you young people out there, because you're the ones that's most apt, that's going to get your temper up, get out of a car and start something, and then tragedy happens. Your kids are seeing it on YouTube all the time. They're showing you. That's why them videos are out there. They're educational. Don't just look at them and go, he got shot for running his mouth. You sit there and think about that. They're not posting that shit for you to just laugh at. The world's changed. And people, they're going to act before they talk now. So maybe you should back off and keep your mouth shut and think about something before you get hot. Because the world's changed. And we got enough funerals going on anyway. So think about what I said.